I was banished to the basement in my man cave. She wouldn't let me watch TV upstairs. And even downstairs, I didn't even realize it, but apparently the TV was so loud she could hear it upstairs. Well, my name's Fred Spitzzeri. I'm married. My wife is Barb. We live here in Bloomington. I'm a certified school psychologist. I have been for a long time. Well, I'm a product of the 60s. So there was a lot of concerts we attended in college. In fact, if you recall the rock group Chicago, many of them went to my alma mater, which is DePaul University. They're a few years ahead of me. I'm not that old. But you couldn't help but grow up in the 60s and not attend a rock concert. I grew up in the west side of Chicago, and there were a lot of factories. It was just a noisy area, but kind of just got accustomed to it. Just got used to it. I had a lot of summer jobs. I'm the first member of my family to go to college, so I worked my way through school all the way through. And I did some construction work. We'd be around jackhammers and things like that, so it was noisy, yeah. I referee, I umpire youth sports. When you're refereeing, you're blowing whistles. That's a loud, shrill sound. That's not helping. So actually, when I am reffing a big tournament like that, I'll actually wear earplugs to help dampen the sound. So it's whatever hearing I have left, I don't want to make it worse. Yeah, I love hockey. I grew up in Chicago on the west side near the stadium. So when I heard the Bison were going to be here in town, and they were looking for employees, I was thinking of getting season tickets. But then I read they were looking for employees, and they were looking for off-ice officials. The off-ice officials work the press box. They do the statistics. Who took that shot, who got that save, who got that penalty. They got people in the penalty box, and they got people as goal judges. Well, as my job has evolved during the season, primarily I serve as a goal judge. So again, I need my vision. I really don't have to hear anything, but if a puck crosses the goal line, I press a button, it lights up, the horns go off, I'm a big hero if it's on our side. I was banished to the basement in my man cave. She wouldn't let me watch TV upstairs. And even downstairs, I didn't even realize it, but apparently the TV was so loud she could hear it upstairs. When my wife told me, Fred, turn down that TV, it's way too loud, I had no idea. And this went on, actually this has gone on for a long time. And there's an old saying, I'll share with you, happy wife, happy life. So I said, maybe I have to start looking into this. The other thing was at meetings. We would have meetings where we have our general ed teacher, special ed teacher, parent, principal, special ed coordinator, 6, 7, 8 people there. And we'd be at a long conference table. And there were times, just ordinary conversation, one end of the table to the other, I was having a hard time hearing them. And I'd always say, can you speak up? Can you speak up? It definitely was interfering with my ability to do my job. It was starting to interfere with my relationships with people. And a lot of times, when you have a hearing loss, you just fake it like you heard what they said. And usually in context, you can piece it together, but it is uncomfortable when you really didn't hear what they said and you just kind of go along with it. But really, the hook, line, and sinker was, as I mentioned, I'm a school psychologist. I work with kids as young as kindergarten. And it was getting to the point where I couldn't hear the kids. And I would ask them could you speak up? Could you speak? And they'd look at me like I had 3 eyes. It's like, I am speaking up. I could not hear them. So it was interfering with my ability to do my job. Plus what my wife had mentioned, I was starting to put 2 to 2 together. I said to them at a meeting, I said, you know what, I'm losing my hearing. I'm going to get hearing aids. Everyone laughed. They thought it was a joke. I said, no, I am not joking. The next time you see me, I will be wearing hearing aids. And it's made a big difference. You don't realize how much you were missing. It's like when I first got glasses. I was in 5th grade. I didn't realize I needed glasses, but when I got glasses, it opened up a whole new world. So actually, I'm in special education, and we have an audiologist on site. So I said, would you test my hearing? She came back with a grim look on her face with the audiogram and said, Fred, I'm concerned about this. I think you should follow up on this. Basically, I have a bilateral sensory neural hearing loss. It's part of the aging process. So I said, well, can you recommend anybody? She goes, well, you're in Bloomington. I've heard a lot of good things about Bloomington-Normal, Audiology. I actually asked around. A friend of mine who's a retired psychology professor at Illinois State happens to have hearing aids. And I was having lunch with him, and we were talking for about an hour or two. And I didn't really even realize till he turned his head at one point. And I saw the back. It was there. I said, "Mark, you wear hearing aids?" I said, "Who's your audiologist?" He said, "Bloomington-Normal." I said, "I got an appointment with them next week. Oh, you'll love them." So he was right. And I followed up, and voila. It's been a beautiful thing dealing with the doctors there. Well, first time I drove right by the place because I couldn't see the sign. My GPS is beeping. I hate that when you've arrived. Really? Where have I arrived? So I had to turn around and come back. Once I got in the parking lot, I came in. I had an early appointment because I'm an early riser. There was a couple people ahead of me. And again, I could feel a little churning in my stomach because I didn't know what to expect. I was a little nervous. I'm not one that runs to the doctor just for anything. And I immediately felt better when I met the doctor. They were very down to earth, easy to talk to. And like I said, I was surprised how much time they spent with me. I don't remember offhand, but it might have been an hour and a half. I mean, if you haven't noticed, I like to talk a little bit, and they were sitting there humoring me, listening to my stories and stuff. So I appreciated it. It's like I made a friend. Well, it's a first of all, aesthetically, it's a very nice looking office. It's very comfortable. It's relaxing colors and everything else. When you sit down with them and talk to them, they're good eye contact, easy conversationalists. They don't use fancy medical terminology. Everything is broken down in layman's terms. And they've been obviously doing it for a long time. And so the concerns I was expressing were concerns other people have had in the past. They were quite adept at answering my questions and putting me at ease. It was a different type of hearing test because they accepted the audiogram for that part of the testing, but there's additional testing that they do to they put these hearing kind of headphones on you, and they test like the high sound and the low sound. They're looking for the extreme ranges because they're going to set that parameter in your hearing aid when you get it. And so there was some additional testing, but it was not as what is necessary we had done before. Yeah, I wasn't sure about my appearance because I'm kind of a public figure in some respects, and I wasn't sure. I was a little self-conscious, so I did have a lot of anxiety, and that's one thing I really appreciated at Bloomington-Normal Audiology. I expressed my concerns that first visit. They took a lot of time with me. They allayed my concerns. And when they brought out the sample hearing aids, and which I'm wearing now, you don't even know I'm wearing them. You can't see them. They're not visible. In fact, my only fear is, because you don't notice you have them, is I'm going to take a shower with them on one day because I forget that they're in. But I mean, they're beautiful. So I allayed all my concerns. I feel no issues about that at all anymore. I kind of breathed kind of a sigh of relief. Like, okay, now I'm going to finally be able to hear again, because I didn't know what I was missing. And the first time I put them on, it's like, wow, really? It's amazing. It did sound, yeah, I could hear just little things, like if she opened a desk drawer or put a pencil away, or so, little things that I would have never picked up on before. Well, first of all, I came in, she didn't even know I had them on, because they're almost invisible from the angle that we're at, like. And I have noticed when I sit down, and she had the TV on, and I had to say to her, "Barb, that TV sounds awful loud." I says, "What is the volume?" I says, "Is it my hearing aids that I'm now hearing this for the first time? Or do you have it?" I says, "Hit the button so we see what the volume is." Because let's say we listen to the TV usually and it's at volume 20. If it was at 18 and I'm asking her to lower it, I am hearing sound that I didn't hear before. You know what, not so much at home, but in the car, same thing. I used to listen to the radio. I didn't realize how loud it was before. I used to travel with a buddy of mine. We'd go up to Chicago to watch a hockey game. I'm a big hockey fan. And I'd be in the car he always insisted on driving, something about my driving. He didn't care. But it was so low. I distinctly recall, I can't even hear. Can you hear that? I can't even hear. There's no sense even having that radio on. You can't hear. Well, now I know what he meant, because I do check the volume on my car radio. And now I can set it at 10 where it was at 20. So it's unbelievable, like night and day. Well, we always look at our insurance, right? And fortunately, I got really good insurance with the school district. I was able to get top of the line hearing aids. In fact, my audiologist friend at school was so excited when I came back with her. She goes, "You got Oticon? That's my favorite brand. That's great. And just make sure you take care of them," and that type of thing. So that's what they recommended. And they had a sample there that they took out, and they showed me how easy it was to put in. And when I looked at the mirror, it's like, you can't even see I have them on. And so, yeah, these are the ones we're going to go with. And then they custom fit them, so they fit your ear. So there was you could get different colors. They said you could match your glasses, but I said, well, what if I change my glasses? So we went, you probably didn't notice, but I'm getting a couple gray hairs now. So they got the ones that match the gray hair. So as I get older and I get more gray hair, then they're going to blend right in. So, well, the funny thing is, I didn't know what to experience. Are they on? Are they not on? But they kind of, like a bell goes off. It's like ding, 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 ding. And now you know they're on. And you could adjust them with your cell phone if you need a louder volume, a lower, higher volume, depending on where you're at. If you go to a rock concert, you can adjust it, and there's different settings. There's a comfort setting, there's a noisy setting, like you mentioned earlier. If you're in a large group and there's a lot of extraneous noise, you want to kind of exclude that from your listening. You can focus in on, just like we're having now, a conversation. There's 3 or 4 settings for the context that you're in. I would say it was very temporary. There is an adjustment period where you're not used to having something in your ear. So it feels maybe like a little itchy or something at first, but the same thing with, like, when you're wearing glasses. You didn't feel that feeling on your nose, the bridge of your nose, or in your ears, here. And so that quickly dissipated. To now, I pop in, like I say, I almost warmed to bed last night. I put my pajamas on. I pulled down the blanket. I'm ready to get back. Say, wait, I still got my hearing aids in. The improvement in the quality of the technology over the years is awesome. You know what? I was experimenting with. Yeah, there actually is. You can actually, if I turn my phone on right now, I can listen to the radio, and they're like earbuds. It goes right to the hearing aids, which is nice, because let's say there's something on TV which my wife is watching, I'm not interested in watching. I could sit and join her, and I could still enjoy listening to the music. I'm not bothering anybody. So that was a surprise. I didn't realize. And answering the phone. You can answer the phone directly from your hearing aids. What the biggest thing is just your activities of daily living that you take for granted, how much of an improvement is in your lifestyle. And I can't say enough about them. I'm totally thrilled with them. I was just voted a finalist for School Psychologist of the Year in Illinois. I see about 100 kids throughout the course of the school year, help them determine eligibility for special education. They have a reading disability, math disability, autism, behavior disorder. We see the whole gamut, and I serve from preschool through high school. So it's a joy, because every day is different, and I get a kick out of working with the kids. Yeah, still. Now I can hear them. I don't have to keep asking them to repeat themselves, which is important. If I'm testing them, I want to hear their answer to a question. So it's very important, and I don't have any problems at all with that anymore. I don't think I'll wear it for baseball or softball, because you could get hit with a deflected pitch or a foul ball or something. Your mask, if you're doing the plate, only covers so much. And again, I really think it's an advantage if I don't hear the parents and coaches yelling at me, because that wasn't a ball, that was a strike. They weren't safe, they were out. You're missing a good game, Blue. So I probably won't wear them for my officiating duties, but I don't need them for that. I need the glasses for that, and that's where I blame my optometrist. I missed a call. I said, talk to my eye doctor. Well, I'm a big music fan. I've always got music playing, so it's nice to be able to hear all the instruments. What I lost in my hearing was the high-pitched sounds. So those really make the song sometimes distinctive. So just things like that. And in ordinary conversation, it was embarrassing when you have to ask someone, huh? What? What was that? Repeat yourself. And people get irritated. They don't want to talk to someone. They got to keep repeating themselves. And now I can hear people the first time. I don't think I've had to ask you to repeat yourself yet. So Yeah, if I knew how easy it was, and if I knew I had full insurance coverage, so it didn't cost me a penny out of my pocket, there was no reason not to go forward. I'm glad I did what I did, and I'm sure these, from what I understand, the hearing aids last for a long time. It comes with a nice warranty. One of my things was I'm bad at breaking things, like most guys, and so I've been a little tentative about cleaning them, and they reassured me they are not as fragile as you think they are. You're not going to do any damage to them. Don't worry about it. As long as you don't do anything crazy. So you do have to maintain them, take care of them, keep them clean. Otherwise, they're not going to work as efficiently. So, but if I knew how easy it was, I would have done it a long time ago. Yeah, I don't like to concede the old age issues. But another factor too is you're self-conscious about your appearance. How's it going to come across? How do I look? And when I look in the mirror, I don't even see them. It's like I realize people don't even know I have them in, and there's no reason to hesitate. You wear glasses if you're nearsighted. Why not wear an amplification device if you need it to improve your hearing? And your quality of life is going to be much better. Well, I'll say it's life-changing, and I'm happy I did it. I wish I would have done it sooner. Now that I have been through the process, all my concerns were addressed. And as I told the doctors during my visit, this has far exceeded what my expectations were. I can't say enough about the professors there, how not only professional they are in knowing their job, but how personable they are, how easy they are to talk to, good listeners they are, and they obviously had the experience, and they addressed every concern I had, and more so. There's no reason to hesitate. Make an appointment, go see the doctor. They're going to answer any question that you might have, and you'd be surprised. You're not the first person to present with this issue, and they have the answers, and they will find something that fits for you. Maybe you don't have as good an insurance plan as I do. There's a variety of hearing aids out there. They'll find something, I think, that would meet your budget. And you, like me, you'll be wishing you came in a lot sooner. There's no reason to struggle anymore.